What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of What Are the Odds podcast. It's your host JMX, my co-host Ryan, and today, hey man, playoffs are starting up real soon. The NFL draft is coming up real soon. We're gonna talk about some stuff. I think it's been a little minute since we did an episode, but hey man, here we go. The one thing I do actually like about this time of the year is you still get a little bit of NFLs, nothing crazy, but seeing all the pro days and everything like that. Um, Draft coming up, you got the playoffs coming up, playing, getting ready to start. This Western Conference seeding race is absolutely insane. But I mean, before we get into everything, Ryan, man, how you doing?
Hey man, I'm doing all right. I'm pretty sure we got like a week before, a week left of the regular season for the NBA. Draft should be in like 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm excited. My Lakers, we just got a nice little dub over OKC. So I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing good, man. Shout out to U of H. Them boys going to the national championship. I will be going to the I will be heading out tomorrow. We'll be going to the national championship game. So I'm excited about that. Gonna probably do some interviews out there too. Well, ain't no going to. Definitely gonna do some interviews out there too. But I'm really going out there, man, just to see this game. Yeah, man. I ain't gonna lie. Shout out to UH in Florida. Hopefully the boys put on the show. Hopefully it's not no blowout, bro. That'd be trash. I ain't gonna lie. That'd be terrible. But I don't think it will. I think it's actually gonna be really good natty. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm
You
sure I'm
watching
watching
college
it.
basketball?
I watched
Keeping up with it a little bit?
I watched the Duke game yesterday, but besides that, nah, I really haven't been paying too much attention. I was watching. Legend has it somebody was actually rooting against UH, but we're not gonna get into that.
I don't know what you talking about.
Yeah.
Not me.
We won't get into nothing like that. But yeah, I was just rooting for Duke because I like Cooper Flag. So,
Man, shout out to Coop, bro. He did his job, man. Shout out to Coop. But I mean, look, one thing I will say, they choked badly, bro. I ain't never seen some shit like that in a while. Them boys choked. Them boys blew. Them boys was up, bro. It was no reason she lost that game.
Yeah, it was bad. I thought they for sure had that shit in the bag, but then you could kind of slowly see them kind of coming back, and then you're like, no, they're not gonna come back. They're not gonna come back. Blah blah. But yeah, it was a good game. It was a good game. I'm sure I'll watch the game. You said tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure I'll watch it tomorrow night.
Yeah, baby. Hey, man, it's about that time. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump right into the thick of things. First thing up, Julio Jones. Ah, man. It's always sucks to hear, well, it sucks to see that era is like, he's the last one, right? So I think that era is officially
maybe D-Hop.
Yeah, D-Hop. But, bro, it's just that era wide receivers, it came and went, bro. And, shout out to Julio, an amazing career, bro. I mean, dude in his prime was, and I got a question about that later that we're going to get into at the end of the episode. But, I mean, this dude at his best he was a different breed, bro. He was like, I think the first guy since we saw from Calvin be that 6'4" guy running. I don't know what his 40 was, but I'm pretty sure it was a 4.4. I mean, and can just go up and get it, can stretch the field. I mean, he was literally the complete wide receiver. Injuries definitely played a part in his career, though, especially towards the end of his prime. You could really most definitely see the injuries play a big part for him. And it's just really unfortunate that kind of happened for him. But I mean, other than that, man, when he was healthy, he was all pro bowler. Like I said, considered one of the best wide receivers in the league. And his best year, I think, was the year they went to the Super Bowl. I mean, he was an absolute animal, bro. That play, I think was I don't know if that was the year they went to the bowl, but that play where that man bean top Luke Kuechly like that and then cribbed it and did it with the Naruto Selly was just absolutely insane, bro.
That one catch he had on the sideline might be obviously all the one-handed catches are amazing, but like the way he was able to keep his body control, he caught the ball still and still got both feet. Like it was beautiful. It was beautiful. It kind of goes back to one, like I always be saying, where like you gotta appreciate what's in front of you right then and there while you're watching that shit. And it's like, yeah. I don't know. I don't really understand where people hate on the current generation, because then it's gonna now people that hated on the generation with like AB and Julio and OBJ and D-Hop and all that. Like now it's like those same people are like, man, I miss Julio, I miss this, I miss that. Like you gotta appreciate what you got right now. We gotta appreciate Jefferson and Jamar and Tyreek and et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah, man, he was one of the best. So, congratulations. Shout out to him, whatever.
Yeah, man, like just what an amazing career, bro. I mean, it's sad to see him go. It's sad to see that, you know what I'm saying, it's over. And like he was literally ridiculous, bro. Like I remember when they were playing that man at safety, bro. Cause that man was just like I remember at the end of the games when teams try to run Hail Mary, they put Julio at the end of the game. And like, bro, he was a dog. And even at Bama too, he was unreal at Bama, bro. It was nasty work. Oh my God, bro. But yeah, man, I'll never get those young Falcon days when they had the young Julio Jones, Roddy White, Michael Turner, young Matty Ice. They had the vet, the old man, Tony Gonzalez. Man, I remember that as a kid, bro. That was something crazy. But yeah, shout out to Julio. Just a huge shout out to Julio. But hey, man, another player retired. Terron Armstead, the longtime left tackle for the Miami Dolphins. He called it a career, which I thought was strange because, well, I don't think it was strange, but it was kind of crazy because he took that massive pay cut about at the start of the offseason. He took a massive pay cut for the Dolphins, and then now he's calling it quits. But I mean, hey, man, multiple time Pro Bowler. He spent obviously most of his career with the Saints, but I mean, one of the most respected guys in the league. Shout out to Terron Armstead, bro. I mean, I didn't even realize he was 33. I thought he was way older than 33, bro. But I mean, for him calling it a career, I mean, he was in the league for 12 seasons. He made over $100 million. He competed in some big games, man. But shout out to him, bro. And he got to retire in Miami. I mean, you couldn't ask for nothing better than that.
Yeah, man, shout out to him. And kind of exactly like you were saying. I think this actually affects the Dolphins a lot more than Julio retiring. Obviously, Julio retiring obviously sucks, but this is one of those things. I believe they have either picked 13 or 14 or 12 or something like that. They're 100% gonna go tackle if like a really really good tackle is there. I think they will. If he retired, I think that almost I won't say solidifies, but it shores up a little bit more in my mind that they're probably gonna go lean tackle in the draft.
Yeah, I don't know too much on that. I would say I think they really like Patrick Paul. They drafted him last year, the left tackle out of University of Houston. I mean, he was a UH. I mean, he's a giant, bro. 6'7", 330. They drafted him. Now they drafted him in the second round last year. So I don't know if they're gonna go tackle here. I think that they drafted him last year in the second round when they did because they knew it was a chance that Armstead his days were numbered in the league. Um, so I would not be surprised if they don't go tackle and just roll it out with him. Because I mean, I think he did play. He did play some games last year. I don't know how many games he played, but I remember him getting in some PT when I think Armstead got hurt or a few guys got hurt. I remember him, but I definitely remember him playing in some games last year. But I don't know. I don't know if this shakes up the draft too much. If they do draft tackle, I would understand it, but then I'll be like, well, man, why would you draft bro last year in the second round unless you just think he's an absolute like bust? But I mean, hey, like I don't know, but I will say a Dolphins insider did tweet and said he said with Teron Armstead retiring, the future of the Miami Dolphins left tackle is in Patrick Paul's hands. He's the guy, they said. It's his time. He'll be ready. Um, so we'll see. I don't know if they go tackle, but yeah, I mean, we'll see. They drafted him in the second round for a reason.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. I just think in my mind that they're for sure gonna go. I don't want to say for sure, but it solidifies a little bit more that I think
that they might go tackle.
I think they'll go tackle personally in the first round. I wouldn't be shocked. I don't. Who did we have them picking in the mock? Was it Starks at 13?
Yeah, to replace oh boy. But I mean, I'm not gonna lie. They did sign Ashton Davis. They did sign Melifuanu. But I don't know who they got. I don't know who they got the Dolphins taking. Honestly, I gotta go look at some of the mock drafts. I don't even know. I mean, I'm looking at their depth chart right now. I don't know exactly too much what they need. Let me see. Actually, no. I think that lineup was from last year that I'm looking at. Let me go look into this right now. What do the Dolphins necessarily need? No, I was looking at the right one. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't even say linebacker. They picked up a lot of linebackers. They picked up the guard. Maybe center. I don't know. But my guess would probably be safety or something like that. But I don't know what everybody really. I ain't gonna lie, I do not look at the Dolphins when I'm looking at mock drafts, bro. I don't even think I've actually like sat down and looked at who teams have the Dolphins picking, bro. Let me see.
I'm pretty
Yeah, they
sure.
got them going tackle. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right. They got them going tackle.
yeah. I really low key for me, and it's probably similar with you since the Broncos got that pick 20, and then obviously Steelers got 21. After pick 9, I'm just kind of like 9, 10, 11 ish. I'm just like that whole middle of the draft. Like I really don't be paying it too much attention to like what the mocks be saying. It's more just like who's in the top 10, and then who the hell do they got the Steelers picking, and that's really all I'd be paying attention to.
Yeah, like did this one in it the last one I think the NFL put out, they got Mason Graham falling to 11. They got Travion Henderson going 10. I ain't gonna lie, whoever made this mock draft is an absolute clown. The Maurice Jones-Drew, Jesus Christ. That man got the man got Travis Hunter falling to 7 to the Jets. But yeah, moving on to the NBA, man. Let's get into basketball, bro. Um, bro, this Western Conference standings, bro, is insane. I ain't gonna lie, like I don't think we ever seen like a race this close between the 3 seed to the 8 seed, like this close, bro. Like, yeah, like we've seen where the 3 seed may have a 3 game. No, bro, this is all like I think, yeah, from the right now, the Lakers are the 3 seed from the Grizzlies. It's a 2 game difference. Absolutely insane, bro. Like a 2 game difference isn't anything, dog. You can overcome that so quick. And then, bro, like the 5th to the 8 seed, bro, they all have the same record. Like what? Like I don't think I've ever seen anything like that ever, bro. The 5th to the 8 seed, they all got the same record. Um, but I think Golden State just lost, so I think it most definitely switched up the standings a little bit. Yeah, I'm looking at the updated standings right now. Um, right now, we all know the Thunder's the 1 seed, the Rockets are the 2 seed. The 3 seed is still the Lakers. The Nuggets are now the 4th seed. No, I think they're always the 4th seed. I think, yeah. So here's where the shift kind of came. The Clippers are not a 5th seed. Crazy work. The Warriors dropped to the 6th seed. Minnesota is a 7th seed, and Memphis is the 8th seed. Um, Ryan, man, what are your matchups that you want to see for the West in the first round?
So first round for me, low key, I'd really love to see Minnesota facing facing OKC. Obviously, I'd love to see a lot of matchups, but I think that would be the one that I would like to see the most. I just think
Mm.
Ant versus Che versus like I feel like they play each other so well. I'm pretty sure that I think they split the series this year as well. Cause I'm pretty sure, like I know for sure that the Wolves at least took a game from them. I think that would be a really really entertaining matchup for that second seed. I low key even like I'm it might call me crazy whatever. Obviously, Sacramento and Dallas are not going to make that jump into that 8 or that 7 seed, like just purely based off a record. But I could low
Yeah.
key see a way that Dallas with AD kind of gets hot and sneak into the 8 seed. I'm not saying they're going to, but I could see a way that they do. Same thing with Sacramento. I think any of these top 10 teams, like, I could see a way, obviously, especially the last two, I could see a way they just sneak in the playoffs. I'm not going to say they're going to be competitive in the playoffs, but I could see a way that they do sneak in. But that's besides the point. With the Rockets at that 2, uh,
Yeah,
it,
because
it'd
right
be cool to
now,
see the
so
Clippers.
yeah, I was gonna say because right now, the start of today, because it updated since I think before we started the
Yeah,
pod. Right now, it was the Clippers, but now
yeah.
they play Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah,
crazy.
so I'm gonna say Houston versus the Clippers. I feel like would be a really really good series. I think Lakers. Who would it be? I mean, honestly, Lakers and the Warriors would probably be the most entertaining, but that'd probably be the one me as a Lakers fan I'd want to see the least. Uh, but I think Denver and Golden State, Loki, and like we were talking about before the pod, I could really see any of these teams, any of these like lower teams, upsetting any of these top teams.
Yeah.
There's 100% way Golden State can upset OKC, Houston, the Lakers, the Nuggets, um, and it's like we're still a week out, and like the whole standings could be completely different. I'm pretty sure the Lakers just need to win 2 games, go 2-2 with these next 4 games, I believe, to clinch the 3 seed. Um, I think it's like 2-2 because I'm pretty sure we got that tiebreaker um, over Denver.
Yeah, y'all
But
do.
I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't know. How about yourself? What do you think? What would be like your dream matchups that you love to see?
man, my dream matchups, I would say for the West, for sure would be I want the Thunder to play. Okay, look, call me crazy. I would like to see them play Golden State, but I'm not gonna say that's my ideal. I would love to see that in the first round. I feel like that would be the most insane pressure for a 1 seed you would ever see. Having to play Steph, Jimmy Butler in their primes, Jesus Christ. But I would say for the 1 seed, I would for the Thunder, like just so you know everything matches up because I want to see Golden State play another team more than the Thunder. I would want to see the Thunder play Memphis. I think that would be a great series. I think they match up well. I think the Thunder is obviously deeper than them, but I don't think it's by that big of a margin. I want to see like Shea versus Ja in a 7 game series. You got Jaren Jackson, Desmond Bain. They got J Dub and Chet. I think they match up very well, bro. Very well. I would still pick the Thunder to win that series, but I think that's a series that could shockingly go 6-7 for some people who probably think the Grizzlies would lose in 5. I don't know, bro. I think if they match up against like I think Ja we seen John in the playoffs before, bro. He big time. The Rockets for the 2 seed. I would agree with you for the Clippers. I think that that's who the Clippers kind of want to see in the first round because I think you play if they right now if they played the Nuggets like that's gonna be hell for really like I think I would probably pick. I probably pick Denver. I'm not gonna lie. It's hard to pick against Jokic, bro. He's playing out of his freaking mind right now. And like in clutch situations, excuse me, I would just pick the Nuggets. So I would go with the 2 seed Rockets. I want them to play the Clippers. The Lakers, I would say for the Lakers, I would say Minnesota. Um, I want to see them play Ant and them. I think that'll be a really good, high scoring series. I think you would see a lot of Anthony Edwards 30 to 40 point games. Randall, like I feel like those games might finish 132, 125 on some crazy shit. Like 115, 111 is like the basic game in that series where it's strictly just offense. You got Luca versus Ant again in the playoffs. Kind of a little rematch of the Western Conference Finals, but you got Braun, Reeves. I think that'd be a really good matchup. And then for the 4 and the 5 seed, I want to see Denver and Golden State. That'd be one of the best series. You get literally prime Jokic versus Curry, who's still playing at all time high level. Throw in Jimmy Butler, Jamal Murray. Like you get Jimmy basically getting his rematch against the Nuggets from the finals. You get Draymond and his, you know how Draymond be coming, bro. And hey, look, Pods are starting to come along, bro. Kaminga and them, boy. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, it'd be a really good series, bro. You got some young players and you got some all timers in that series. Really, if you were to think about it, Curry and Jokic are like the future Hall of Famers. You got Jamal and Jimmy Butler that are the playoff risers. And then you got just I don't even know, they don't have a Draymond Green, but still, like, I think the rest of the role players are still really good for both teams. So I think it will come down just to who's greater, Jokic or Curry. And that's a toss up, even how good Jokic is right now, bro. But yeah, I would say those are my matchups.
I'm just excited for it to be a week from now and us have a little bit more of like a solidified matchups of like, all right, these teams are going to play these teams, and then obviously the
Even in a week from
play-ins.
now,
And
we wouldn't know, really.
well, a week
It's
from
so close.
I'm pretty sure the season ends a week from now,
Let me see.
so I'm pretty sure that's the last game is on last games are on Sunday. So like we should know the top 6 in each conference.
Yeah, if I had to pick right now, I think Golden State finishes with the 5th spot. I
Mm.
think they got the Suns, Spurs, Trailblazers, Clippers. I think they got probably the easiest schedule of the remaining teams. Um, them and the Clippers, I think it's gonna be a toss up out of them who finishes right now. I think if they both finish, yeah, they both finish with the same record. The Clippers get the tiebreakers, mean the Clippers will get the 5th seed. So we'll see. I mean, they got the Warriors really have 3 kind of easy wins. Like I said, the Suns, Spurs, and the Blazers. They should handle them. Hopefully. The Clippers have now the Clippers I think have the second easiest. They got like what was it? Yeah, they got the Spurs. where's yeah, they got the Spurs, Rockets, Kings, and the Warriors. So I mean, hey, they got some tough ones, but everybody else is playing. It's like a death match. Like it's literally hell. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think the Lakers stay with the 3rd seed. I think the Nuggets stay with the 4th seed unless they just literally collapse. It's still possible the Nuggets could fall out that 4th seed, bro. It's very within the realm of possibility, which is crazy. Like, yeah, it's close. I don't know, man. Like, could you see the Nuggets falling?
I could see a way that the Nuggets do fall, but they're not gonna fall into the play-ins. I don't think.
Yeah, I don't know if they fall. I mean, because their next 3 games are the Kings, Grizzlies, and the Rockets. I'm not gonna lie. I think they beat Sacramento, even though that's in Sacramento. But like, think about it. They did lose to Indiana tonight, and it could get bro. The Spurs beat like the Nuggets right now. They've been getting whooped, bro. I think they're on a 4-game losing streak right now. They lost to Minnesota by 1. The Spurs beat them. Don't know how the fuck that happened. Golden State beat them the other night. The Pacers beat them today, and then you got the Kings, Grizzlies, and the Nuggets. So they low key already starting to fall off a little bit, man. They on a 4-game losing streak. I imagine they fall to the play-in because realistically though, they only have a 1-game with no, not even a 1 game. They got a half of a game lead over the other 4 teams. Half a game, which means if they lose one more, they in trouble, bro.
Man, what I would do to see Denver not make the playoffs, yo.
Nah, they making a playoff. This
Man,
man's
what
crazy.
I would do for them to not make
It's
the
not out the
playoffs?
realm though. Like that's still okay. I'm not gonna lie. Realistically, there ain't no way in hell. But the fact that that's still on the table, like, cause let's be real. Say they fall to the play-in, cause Sacramento beat them. Like, that's what's going to come down to.
Yeah, that or like let's say they play Minnesota. Minnesota in might be the best game of the season. I think it was on like Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever. They went to double overtime.
140
I
to
mean, I mean, they beat
139.
them there, and now you're fighting for your life against either Sacramento or Dallas. It's like, man, again, imagine they gotta play Dallas. I'm not saying Dallas would beat them, but like you gotta go play AD. It'd be a tough, a little bit more tough of a pathway you gotta go, and then you gotta go play OKC round 1. And I mean,
Let me go see what the
talk about
Timberwolves
matchups
schedule.
that OKC wouldn't want to see either. I mean, imagine OKC gotta see Jokic round 1 MVP versus MVP.
Yeah, bro, I could really see Minnesota cracking top 6, bro. Maybe top finish 5th. Like, bro, their schedule. They got the Bucks. They got the Grizzlies, which is a toss up. But they got the Bucks. I think they go either. But the last 2 games are the Nets and the Jazz, bro. Those are shoe wins. So they're most unless they fold, them boys gonna probably finish with they should finish with 48 wins, bro. I don't know. This race is just so close. Like I I just need the days to just go by so we like you said so we can see. But I just think it's insane, dog. Like I mean, the Lakers ain't safe either, to be honest.
Mm-mm,
They're not like
at
because
all.
who do y'all play to close out the season?
I know we got Dallas, we got Thunder again, we got the
Oh,
Rockets, and then we got the
oh,
Blazers. I think.
yeah, ain't no bro. You better hold. Okay, look, y'all got one from OKC, so we
Mm-hmm.
gonna see what y'all do Tuesday. Now I don't know about that one. I mean, we can see y'all boat raced them today, so we gonna see how that game is on Tuesday. But not that game in Dallas is gonna be emotional. So I don't know
See,
who gonna win that game.
I low key think Dallas is gonna take it. I was talking with one of my buddies a couple days ago, and it's like I could just see a way like they're only talking about Luka. Man, they're only talking about Luka getting his revenge on his old team in Dallas. They're not talking about AD.
Who
Nobody's talking
he
about
gonna
AD.
kill, bro?
AD's
80
gonna
going
give
like
us
30 and
like
10.
I was gonna say 40-20. He's gonna go crazy. He's gonna go crazy. He's gonna go crazy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. You got the Lakers. I'm sorry, you got the Rockets, and you got
Hmm.
y'all will be Portland that last game. But these next 3 can
That
literally
Mavs game
live
is
or
also
die, break or make your season. Huh?
that Mavs game is also on a back to back. I don't know if you said that.
It is.
So it's like it'll be tough. It'll be tough.
Bro, it's crazy how all these teams play each other to close out the season. Like, bro. The people made the schedule, bro. They knew what they was doing. They knew this shit was gonna be down to the wire. Ain't no way, bro. Like, ain't no way everybody played each other over the last 2 weeks of the season. Like, it's shit crazy. But yeah, going out east, I mean, I think it's pretty much set in stone. Milwaukee, shout out to them. Them boys and took the 5th seed. No, I think they were always the 5th seed, but Giannis is still trying to get some games done. Is there any ideal matchups in the East you want to see, or like you don't care?
No, again, my dad he a Bucks fan, so I kind of root for the Bucks a little bit. I low key there are some series that I like kind of don't really care about, but like I do think would be kind of cool. I do think the Hawks versus the Celtics would be cool. I feel like Trae Young always kind of gives Celtics kind of hell. I'm not gonna say they're gonna win it, but I feel like I feel like he always gives them hell. It'd be cool to see Orlando and Cleveland again, a little rematch. Orlando beat him, I think, a couple weeks ago in Cleveland as well. Um, and again, Detroit and the Knicks. Hopefully Brunson's back. I know he played today, but hopefully he's back healthy fully. And
Brunson.
that'd be a crazy matchup as
That's
well.
gonna be a good series with them and the Pistons, bro.
And then the Bucks and the Pacers. I mean, they always play each other really, really close. I know you remember that shot Tyrese hit earlier in the year. It's like
Giannis might average 40 that series, bro.
I know they were talking about Dame possibly might be coming back. He could possibly be back.
Bro.
I mean, they were saying he might possibly come back. I'm hoping he does, but I don't know. I think regardless, the matchups would be great. Again, you'd have two rematches with Cleveland and Orlando, and then the Bucks in Indiana, and then the Pistons for their first ever, not first ever, excuse me, their first playoff series. I think it's since 2019, 2018. Dude, it'll be amazing. It'll be amazing. I do think that the East is kind of being underrated of how good the playoffs possibly could be, just because the West is going to be so crazy. But what about yourself? What do you think?
I was hoping that Atlanta would low key find a way to get to the 6th seed, but it's impossible. Because if they could play the Knicks, oh my God, I ain't gonna lie. See, this is one of those things where like, if that could have happened, I would have picked the Hawks. Call me so crazy. It's just something about Trae Young going to play in the Knicks, bro. It's like a walking 30 and 10, bro, every time. He gonna kill him. But I mean, that's not gonna happen. But I mean, I would say for me, I don't want to see the Bulls or the Heat in the playoffs, respectfully. Um, the fact that them boys are even in the contention to making the playoffs is out of this world to me, in my opinion. But I would say I would want to see, honestly, I think a better series. I actually like how they are right now. I think the only thing up is the playing spots. I want to see Orlando play Cleveland again, and I'd rather see the Hawks go play Boston. I mean, look, if Orlando plays Boston, it's going to be a tough defensive series, but they don't have enough offense to go tip for tat with Boston, bro. Atlanta kind of got a little. Atlanta can Trey gonna put up some motherfucking points, bro. They not gonna be just stalling. Like now, Boston's gonna beat them in probably 5. But I remember last time they played. Hey, Trey got him to 6 now. Trey did take him to 6, but I'll probably say I want to see Orlando go play Cleveland. I do think they match up well with Cleveland. But I think Cleveland beats them still. But didn't that series go 7 last year? It went 7, bro.
Which one?
I mean, it did.
Which one?
Orlando and Cleveland.
Yeah.
So shit, that would be
shit,
crazy first
and
round.
if you remember Orlando, I think pretty sure Game 7 they had like a lead and they blew that shit too. I'm pretty sure they did because I'm pretty sure Paulo was going crazy in the first half, and then the Magic blew it.
Yeah, man. So probably I can't remember, but I just know that'd be a crazy first round. Knicks and Pistons will be crazy too, just because Cade versus Brunson. I would love to see that, bro. Back and forth. And I just don't trust the Knicks. Like, I'm not gonna lie, before the season, I had the Knicks, even like before they made the cat trade, I thought that they could come out the East. But I'm gonna just keep it so real. I don't know. I don't think anybody. The only team I think outside of Cleveland and Boston that I think, like I will say, look, the Knicks healthy, I think they could go to. I think they could shock somebody and beat maybe a team like Cleveland. Because I think if they second round they play Boston, I don't think they could beat Boston, bro. That's just the only thing. I don't trust Cat. in the pick and roll defense. He's not a good enough defender, I think, for them to beat Boston. They got to be able to stop something from Boston. But regardless, Brunson's going to get his. Brunson in the playoffs, he's going to get his regardless. I don't want to put that out there. He's going to get his regardless. But if I had to put one team, I would say outside of the top two, I think could shock people and maybe get to the finals is Indiana. I think Indiana could. People forget Indiana almost took Boston, I think, to 7 or something. Like, remember when Tyrese blew it? When he tried to say the ball out of bounds, I think it was when he tried to say the ball out of bounds and he threw the ball off his leg or some shit like that. It was something like something happened, or he got a 5-second. It was something like that like cost him. And everybody's like, God damn, Tyrese, y'all boys is gonna win this game, and they blew it. Like, but I remember when they played Boston last year. I think they lost in 5. I can fact check that right now. But I remember like every game being like tit for tat, bro. I remember them boys are going back and forth with it. And I think this year, bro. I'm not saying they're gonna beat Boston, but hey, it could be close.
Didn't Jaylen Brown hit like a game winner on him in like the corner or some shit like that, or like maybe not a game?
Swept Indiana.
Is it maybe not a game? I mean, were they close at all? I'm pretty sure at least a couple of them were close.
No, 3 of them were close.
Yeah.
The one game 2 they blew them out. I remember that game. Game 2 they boat raced them. Game 1 was a 3-point game. Game 3 was a 3-point game, and game 4 was a 5-point game. That's insane. Okay, no, I got the games wrong. Game 1 was a 5-point game. Game 2 they did get boat race. Game 3 was a 3-point game. Game 4 that's crazy. All them 3-point ass games. I don't care. Yeah, you swept them, bro. But like, boy, that was it could have easily went the other way on some shit. Like, that's one of those series you're like, man, we beat them, but shit. A player or two may have gone differently. We could be, you never know. Like, you never know, you know what I'm saying? So I think they're the biggest to Cleveland and Boston. I don't know what you think about that.
See,
but I would say they are.
Yeah, I really don't think any team is gonna like we are talking about like who we feel like are gonna be the best matchups for them or who would be entertaining matchups, but like realistically, I think it's gonna be Cleveland and Boston in the conference finals, no matter really who they play. Yeah. To be honest with you,
because unless Indiana shocks the world and beats Cleveland.
Mm-hmm. Man, I'm really rooting for Detroit though. I don't think they're gonna really. They could maybe win a playoff series, but I don't think they're gonna.
I don't know if they beat the Knicks. Only reason why I say that is because I just don't know if they got enough offensive firepower to beat the Knicks in a 7-game series. I think they have to really lock in defensively. Cat has to stink. Somebody gonna have to stink. Because I'm not gonna lie. Even if Brunson and Cat are on, I think in a 7-game series they can beat Detroit.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean,
I am rooting for them though. Yeah. I'm always rooting for the I want to see a team like Indiana go on a miracle run because I'm not gonna lie, they're so fun to watch. And last year in the playoffs, them boys was hooping, bro. And I'm not gonna lie, like say they beat Milwaukee, which realistically they probably are. Like they're probably gonna beat Milwaukee. They're probably just gonna let Giannis do what the fuck he want to do and shut down everybody else. It's probably what they're gonna do. And then you're gonna go play Cleveland the next round and. I'm not going to sit here and say that that's like, I'll pick Cleveland, honestly, but I think that series could be crazy. That would be, you know how high scoring that series would be, bro? Cleveland versus Indiana. The final scores are going to be absurd. Like, it's going to be crazy as hell, bro. Between Garland, Mitchell, and Siakam and Hallie, bro. Like, bro, wait, wasn't the Pacers the team that put up like 160 the other day?
Yeah, on the Wizards.
Yeah, like what the fuck, bro? 160 is crazy. They like, and I remember when I watched that. Yeah, it was the Wizards watching that game, bro. Them boys are just not missing, lacing everything, lacing it. I'm like, yeah, these dudes.
It was the game after the Lakers got that tip in.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Before we go into our next topic about players that potentially gonna be on the move, I do want to give a shout out to Ryan's little hometown team over there, the Wizards. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like about a few weeks ago, I sat down and I just started looking at their young core. And for everyone who's probably seen the video I did on AJ Johnson, bro, it's just crazy to me, bro. that the Wizards can kind of turn this thing around by trading bad players and getting good young talent. And that's just kind of what it has been. They went 3 for 3, I think, in the draft. I know Ryan, bro, now 4 for 4 with AJ Johnson, Wendy Special. I mean, bro, between Alex Sarr, Keyshawn George, Bub Carrington, and now AJ Johnson, bro, they got 4 hidden makes in the draft, bro, and that's huge for them. And I'm not gonna lie to you, like, if they capture the flag in a lottery, which is that's a crazy term, right? Capture the flag, but if they capture the flag, bro, hey, them boys might actually be like some serious. Cause I'm not gonna lie to you, like you still got Jordan Poole, you still got Bilal Koulibaly, you got a nice little young core, Champagne, Corey Kispert, Ryan's boy. Um, I mean, you got the vets in Middleton, Smart, which I think they could be on their way out. We'll see. But in terms of the young core, bro, you got 5 solidified good players in your young core. Like I said, Alex Sarr, Jordan Poole, Bub Carrington, Keyshawn George, AJ Johnson, and I'm sorry, 6, Bilal Koulibaly too. I mean, you got 6 players that you drafted and slash traded for who are essential, really good young pieces. I know everybody's like, man, free Jordan Poole. Hold on now. Let's hit the brakes on it just a little bit. Like, look, I'm all here for it, but I ain't gonna lie, the Wizards are growing some out there, man.
Yeah, Loki, I really do think that they could make the play-ins if they get flag. I mean, even Marcus Smart kind of adding that veteran leadership to the team as well. I mean, Middleton's been kind of solid for him as well. Again, you can say it again. Corey Kispert, dog. I know he's out for the season, but he's still a dog.
This man and Corey Kispert, dog.
But yeah, and then low-key, the only negative I feel like the Wizards have done in the last couple of years is getting rid of Denny. Denny's been balling over there in Portland. He's been balling. I don't know if you've been seeing him play in Portland. He's been balling. I do think getting rid of Kuzma, especially like you were saying, getting AJ Johnson back in return, and then getting a couple other pieces. I'm not saying Kuzma an awful bad player or nothing like that, but it's like he just don't fit the Wizards. Like he's not
Kuzma don't give a damn, bro.
Like I remember going to games and like going out there and he put up like 10 points, 12 points in the first quarter, and it's like, man, he better drop a 40 piece on him. And then it'd be like mid third quarter, and you're like, all right, he's got 14 points. Like, what's going on?
23 shots.
Yeah, and then it's like end of the game. You look, he's got 18 points, and it's like, all right, bro, like you really aren't doing nothing on the defensive end. You're seen as the guy in DC, and you're not even really scoring the basketball like that. Like, I think moving off of him is especially again with the pieces you got back, you know. And
got AJ Johnson.
Yeah, and if you're able to get flag in the draft, again, I really do think I'm not gonna say they're gonna make the playoffs. And you convinced me about it earlier. Like, I was like, nah, like I can't really see it with.
I think they could, bro. I think next year,
with the East. But it's like
the East is trash.
Yeah, and it's just like I don't know. I really do think that they can make something happen, and at least make the play in tournament, you know. And I mean that would be a success for the Wizards.
Because right now in the Eastern Conference, winning 35 games, you're in the play-in. And the Wizards this year they did win 17, but I think next year, you know what I'm saying, if you go out and you get a few more pieces, maybe in free agency, you're going to have some money to spend. You can convince some guys to go play with that young core you guys. Bring in some little veterans. Like you said, if you could land a Cooper flag, bro, that's going to boost you right there. You can possibly, with the guys still developing, I think you can make a run at maybe a playing spot. Now, I will say, I did not know Corey Kispert was 6'7", bro. Trade this man to San Antonio immediately. We need a 3-and-D wing. I don't know, bro. 6'7".
No.
I thought bro was like 6'4".
Bro, trying to be in an edit real quick. That makes it. Kept saying 6'7". Nah, dude. He is Mr. Washington Wizard himself, Corey Kispert.
Just stop.
He is not going anywhere. You know what? No. We are gonna talk about Corey Kispert. That's who we're gonna talk about. He is so underrated. I remember going to games and watching him. Like, I forgot what game it was, but he went crazy from three. I think he had like 20 or 30 points, but it seemed like damn near any time he pulled up, that shit was going in no matter what. He is my favorite Wizard on the team right now. Shit, he might be my
We'll
favorite
give you
Wizard of
Malachi
all time.
Branham and 2 second-round picks.
No. Man, give me Wemby. Give me Wemby, and then we'll think
Oh,
about
yeah,
it.
this man has lost his mind.
But
Lost it officially. Lost it.
they're building something over there, and it's cool to kind of, yeah, the Lakers are my team, but like I'm kind of supporting the Wizards a little
Yeah,
bit.
nah,
You know, it's cool.
yeah, man, them boys could mess around and make the play-in next year, bro. Like for real, for real. Like I'm loving the young core they got. Bub Carrington is a mid-range dead eye. Keyshawn George, he's got all the traits of being a really good 3-and-D wing in the league. Alex Sarr, his potential can be whatever. I'm not gonna lie, he was terrible when the season first started, but he's improved as the season's gone along, trying to find his game. And AJ Johnson has been since being with the Wizards and getting his shot, bro. He's been out of playing, in my opinion, out of his mind, showing off his athleticism. Just in showing off his bag. You can tell he's been working with Jordan Poole a lot. Like I think the main thing for him is just continuing to get reps and learning the game. What's the other guy? I think I named everybody. Oh, Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole, bro. He gonna be that guy where he gonna be that elite six man once you figure everything else out and he can just play free coming off that bench. But yeah, I think as far as everything goes, they definitely have a little foundation set. I think the one thing they do need to go get is a true point guard. Now, like I will say this, even if you don't get Cooper Flag, you get the number 2 pick. I think Dylan Harper will be perfect for this team. I think Dylan Harper will be essentially what the Wizards kind of need. Get in that true point guard. That way you can move Jordan Poole to the bench. You still have Bub Carrington, and you can move him. You keep him at the 2. Honestly, I know that I think they've been playing sometimes as the true point guard, but you get Dylan Harper, you can move Bub to the 2. You still got Keyshawn George over there. I think AJ Johnson, you can probably move him into the backup 2 spot and let him rock out and get his off ball game up. I'm not gonna lie, man, you can't go wrong with Cooper Flag because y'all still need a traditional 4, and I think Cooper Flag could be that. Or you can go the true point guard route. So I think if y'all get the 1 or the 2 pick, I think regardless is gonna do numbers for y'all team. But I just wanted to shout out the Wizards real quick. But yeah, going on to the next topic. Talking about guys that looks like they're pretty much on their way out. I kind of want to get your thoughts on this. Kevin Durant. Let's start off with him. Let's start off with Phoenix Suns. Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. Devin Booker said, he's been saying that he want to stay a Phoenix Sun, but I don't know if that'll be up to him. It seems like Phoenix kind of wants to just cut bait with everybody. I think Bradley Beal is the first name that's going to be off the board. I think they're going to find out where he wants to go and just trade him there or trade him somewhere. Trade him somewhere for a bag of chips, bro. Like, just get that man off the team in general. He's been an absolute disaster. But I will say, I think Kevin Durant, we talked about the teams that he wanted to go to. I think, before the episode, we talked about Kevin Durant. Yeah, man, I think the list of teams that he listed was that the Phoenix Suns that he had mutual interest in was and those teams were Minnesota, the Knicks, the Rockets, the Spurs, and the Heat. Now I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't know why the man want to go to Miami. Just being completely honest, I do not know why you want to go there, especially after what happened with Jimmy. But whatever. But what was kind of interesting was I can't remember the guy's name. I think his name was Brett Siegel. He put out an article around this time that Shams kind of said this and was like that. KD does want to go to the Rockets, but the Rockets don't have interest in KD at this time, and they may not have it because they're not trying to give up anybody essential like a Jalen Green or like a Şengün for KD, which it'll take because that's really their young core. They're not getting up a Ben Thompson, and I don't think Jabari Smith is enough to get the deal done, even with picks. The Knicks, I don't know. We'll see. But he basically brought up, I think he brought up the Rockets, he brought up the Mavericks, but he did say in the article the one sleeper team he had was the Spurs, and that he did report that there were murmurs and whispers around the league that the Spurs could be really pursuing Kevin Durant in the offseason. First of all, just huge shout out to our general manager and Brian Wright. That brother is cooking. He cooking with bacon grease right now. Hot oil, hot vegetable oil, Ryan. Hey, bro, better tell what's his name, Palinka, to take some notes. This brother cooking. Nah, I'm playing. Y'all boys did the trade for Luka. But yeah, Sports Illustrated did put out an article today on a trade that was sending Kevin Durant to the Spurs in the offseason. And I'm not gonna lie to you, the reason why I think 2 teams kind of make the most sense in my opinion, that'd be Minnesota, and I think the Spurs are the 2 teams that kind of make the most sense. For the Spurs aspect, they can give up a shit ton of picks. You can give up a Devin Vassell, which is a young guard, and you can give up at least multiple pick swaps if you want to, and some other first round picks to get Kevin Durant. I'm not gonna lie to you, he would fit perfectly in San Antonio. I'm gonna make the Spurs argument, bro. He fits perfectly with San Antonio. He can really be the co-2 option with De'Aaron Fox. I don't think it will really hurt Stephon Castle's growth. If anything, I think it would improve it. Kevin Durant would just be that basically Harrison Barnes replacement because we would have to give up Harrison Barnes and Vassell to match the contract. You basically would just be replacing Kevin Durant with Harrison Barnes. Yeah, you lose Vassell, but hey, man, Stephon Castle, you got him still. You still got the picks you got in this draft. You got 2 first-round picks in this year's draft. One is going to be possibly in the top. Well, it's going to be in the top 10. The other one's going to be probably wherever the Hawks finish. So probably maybe 14th or 15th. So you got trade capital to do it, and I think Kevin Durant fits perfectly. Just basically that wing that can just knock down shots consistently, can go get a bucket. He's still one of the best scorers in the league. He's still a top 10 player in the league. So I think all in all, the Spurs probably make the most sense, and I think they got the most to get the deal done. But I'm already knowing you, man. You want him to go to Minnesota, so go ahead and talk to us about that.
I do think the best fit for him would be the Spurs, but I do really want to see him in Minnesota.
That would be dangerous.
I think him with Ant, depending on what you have to give up. Again, you have some young pieces on the team as well. Yeah, dude, I just think it would be dangerous. Just the combination of Ant and KD, it'd be filthy.
Yeah.
So yeah, for me, I do think the Spurs would make the most sense for him. But I would love to see him on the Timberwolves.
Yeah. Yeah, and speaking about the Minnesota, they put out an article too that's saying, it got leaked that the Suns and the Wolves did talk about a trade for Kevin Durant around the deadline, but KD didn't want to leave during in the middle of the season, which is understandable. But that this is something that they could most definitely revisit. I think in the offseason you could legitimately package Rudy Gobert, in the deal to get Kevin Durant. Maybe it would definitely have to be like, I think either Rudy Gobert or Julius Randle, but you're gonna have to throw in a guy like Dillingham, maybe a guy like Terron Shannon Jr. as well to kind of sweeten the deal. But you would have to give up a lot of that young talent you got sitting on the bench and maybe a Randle to get a deal done with picks for Kevin Durant. I wouldn't mind this at all. I think getting rid of Rudy Gobert would be just icing on the cake. That would be beautiful. Give up him on that crazy ass contract, and then you would have Ant, KD, possibly bring back Nas Reed, and you can just build from there. To be honest, you got Ant and KD still got, in my opinion, I think 2 to 3 more years left at his prime. Well, not in his prime, but playing at a high level, I'll say. So yeah, I mean, those are my top 2 teams. I don't think he goes to Dallas. I don't think he goes to Houston. The only other team I could say maybe is the Thunder.
Yeah, I can't really see him going to OKC. I think the next guy we're going to be getting into, I could see him going to OKC depending on how OKC's season ends. But yeah, I would really like to see him in Minnesota, and kind of like you were saying with the Spurs. I just want to see him go to the Spurs so that man can move down to San Antonio, go get season tickets, go see his Spurs play, have the season of a lifetime. That's why I want to see him.
Showtime Spurs. Stop playing with us. De'Aaron Fox. Man, I'm bringing back Chris Paul at 41. We're going to have Chris Paul, Stephon. Shout out to De'Aaron Fox, Wemby. Bro, we need Kevin Durant, bro.
Man, you forgot the part. You forgot the part where you trade for Steph and LeBron. You forgot about that part.
Hey, man, shout out to Nick Wright for that trade. Oh, and speaking, this is a perfect transition into our next guy because Nick Wright, I don't know if you watched First Things First, but he talked about it. He said he didn't think KD was a good fit for the Spurs and that the Spurs should try to get Giannis if made available. I think if anything, KD is the better fit over Giannis. I definitely think so. I think he's the better fit over Giannis just because of Giannis is very ball dominant. He can't really play off the ball too much, but I ain't gonna lie, I wouldn't take Giannis. But yeah, first off, do you think Giannis is gonna ask out? Because I was seeing something that maybe the Dame injury gives him another year, like of maybe wanting to see what they can do with Dame.
It's just always something with Milwaukee, like when Dame got traded, it was like that expectation of holy shit, Dame and Giannis together, like nobody's gonna be able to stop him. But it just seems like there's always something that goes wrong with Milwaukee. Where like last year, Giannis got hurt. I think the year before that, I think somebody else got hurt.
Giannis.
Yeah, Giannis. Yeah. So it's like something always just goes wrong. Where it's like, if this, if that, then it would be perfect. It would be a perfect situation for him. I like obviously yes, there is a way I could see them like especially Giannis just being like I feel like he's really really like loyal and he really really likes Milwaukee, but I feel like he likes winning more. But I could see a way that like he just they just convince him, hey man, just one more season. But I feel like they've been doing that shit, especially last year. I feel like
For a
this
while
season,
now. Like
yeah.
yeah, they've been doing that. Like man, buy in one more year with him for
hmm
at least the last two.
But I do
But
think if he does ask out, I do think a perfect spot for him would be the Thunder. If the Thunder would want to give up all their assets, and if the Thunder falls
you're gonna
short,
have to come off J Dub or Chet.
hmm
Most definitely come off J Dub or Chet.
but that and they have the picks for it. They can give up a hella picks for him, and
Would, would you
essentially
come off
just
J Dub?
for Giannis, yeah,
I
definitely,
ain't gonna lie, it's Giannis, fam.
yeah.
Like,
Giannis is arguably a top 3 player in the NBA right now.
would you give up Chet?
I don't know, I don't know.
Because
I
okay,
think Chet's better
Giannis is
than
30.
I think Chet's better than J Dub, and I also think it's just the youth. Like you could possibly have this shit for the next 5-10 years. You know, if everyone plays their cards right and everybody's healthy, they're just gonna grow together. You know, that's the thing with OKC, and they got the picks. That's like, do you want to disturb it? But I just do think a perfect fit with like, man, just imagine Giannis on the Thunder. It'd be unstoppable. It'd be unstoppable. But
Yeah, it would be. I'm trying to decide on who I would rather give up. I would probably say Chet because I think that'll be the better fit. I think Giannis and Chet could play alongside each other. It'd be like Brook Lopez and Giannis all over again. Yeah, nah, I give up J Dub. I'd rather give up J Dub. Yeah, I'm not passing up him and Chet together with Shay. That's filthy work. That's devious work. Plus, you could really run Giannis at the five. That and I wonder if you think Giannis would have a problem running the five. I don't think he'd have a problem running the five.
no,
I
I
honestly
don't
don't
think
think he
so.
would. I think that would be the most that would be OP as hell. Run Chet at the four, Giannis at the five. Fuck.
I
And
do.
you could still go like Caruso at the two. If you want to put or Lou Dort, whatever you want to do, you could probably run that right there.
I do think if he does stay in Milwaukee, they're gonna have to go out there and get some sort of center. You're gonna have to go out there and get some sort of center to pair with Giannis, because I just feel like Brook Lopez just he's not getting it done. He's not.
Well, it's a wrap. He
Yeah,
finna be 40. Like,
yeah,
and he's just shooting.
yeah. You got to go out there and get some sort of
I
center.
mean, Kenny, he's still a really good interior defender. I'm not gonna
Mm-hmm.
knock him on that,
Yeah,
but like offensively, you're not bringing too much to the table anymore. But I mean, like he'll be good coming off the bench, really good. I feel like that'd be his perfect role. But they do like need another guy, another big next to Giannis. But I would say OKC. I don't really think of another team. I know he's been linked to the Rockets. He's been talking about he wants to play in a big market. I think the Rockets would be a good fit for him. I don't see the Rockets giving up anybody of importance in a trade for these guys. Like realistically, it really depends on what the Bucks want because the Bucks don't strike me as a team to just take scraps. Like they want the fucking house. They coming off Giannis, they gonna want shit, bro. They want the house. You the Rockets, you might have to come off Jalen Green with Jabari and a shit ton of. And then you know what I'm saying? Like if you're Giannis, I don't even know. I think if you're Giannis, the team you want to go to is OKC. I think Golden State could be on the table. I could see Golden State being greedy if they don't win it this year, being like, man, we're gonna trade Jimmy ass on some hoe shit. But I mean, or to be honest, find a way to get Draymond up out of there, match some contracts to get Giannis. But I don't know. We'll see. I think it's definitely a lot. I don't think Golden State can make that trade, but I don't know, man. People saying the Spurs, I just don't know if him and Wemby would work. It's just I don't know if him, Wemby, and Fox will work. Like it's just a lot of like Giannis needs shooters around him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you look back when they won the title, bro, this man had Drew, Dante DiVincenzo. I know he was kind of hurt, but I forgot who that Connaughton was the guy I think replacing him in that year. You had PJ Tucker, Brooke Lopez, Middleton. Like you had a shit ton of just straight shooters on that team, bro. Um, I know I'm forgetting some other people too. on that team. I don't know why I can
Well,
think of that
what,
team. Like
what
Bobby Portis.
Wasn't Malik Beasley on the team? Or am I
No,
wrong? I know he was on the
no,
Bucks, but was he on it that year?
no. He was on the Bucks last year.
Okay.
I'm gonna look up who they had on that team because I don't know why, but for the life of me, I just do not remember that team. Uh, yeah. So I think Torrey Craig played. I can't remember for sure, but I just remember him. He had a shit ton of he had a definitely shit ton of shooters around him, and that's just kind of the recipe for him. He needs to be ball dominant. He can play with another superstar, but that's just the recipe for Giannis. I think him and Shea could work. I just don't see him and Wemby really working. Even with D Fox, I mean, you would have the best defensive team in the them both of them on the floor defensively would be nasty, but they're both kind of rim protectors. They both are very ball dominant. I don't know. And that's speaking as a Spurs fan. I think Giannis and Wemby would be legit overkill. I think Wemby would have to take a back seat because Giannis is just I don't know, man. What do you think? Do you think he would fit on the Spurs?
Yeah, I think he fit on the Spurs. I think great players figure a way out to, shit we saw with the Warriors. Like
I mean, Wemby could be the Brook Lopez.
great players figure out a way to fit with each other. I mean, it might not be immediately, but I do think that it would work for him. I also, you talking about shooters. I mean, there is a team over in LA that they just went 15 for 20, I believe, in the first half against I think a team in OKC.
They did. Shout out to them boys.
And you talking about shooters? I mean, they got Luka, Gabe Vincent, Dorian Finney-Smith. Shit, I'll go out there and chuck up a couple threes if we get Giannis.
All right, bro. This man talking about I'll go out there and shoot a couple threes.
No, but I do think that you guys and OKC would be perfect fits for Giannis. Again, kind of with you guys, it may not fit right away, but it'll work out. It'll work out eventually.
Yeah. Now, I think the team he will go to is the Nets. I think and then we'll go on to the Nets I want to talk about for trade. But I think the Nets low-key make the most sense. We talked about them possibly maybe getting the number one pick in this year's draft. They have a shit ton of draft capital, number one. They have young players to give up for Giannis, and it's the big market Giannis was talking about. And the thing is, with the East, we talked about it. They have their top five in the salary cap, right? Hear me out. Your top five in the salary cap, you get Giannis, and you got a crazy pick in the draft, which you probably won't have to give up. You probably won't have to give up that pick for Giannis. Say realistically, you give up a shit ton of future picks. You keep your whatever pick you land this year. Say because there's still a chance they could land the number one pick in the draft, right? So say for example, they get the 1, 2, 3 pick in the draft because I think right now the season ended. They're projected to get the 6th pick, but you could jump from 6 to 1 so easily. So just say that happens. You telling me you would have all that money in cash space, right? So you would have shit ton of money in cash space. You would bring Giannis in, and then you got the draft picks. So my thing is, bro, you can legit turn this around in one offseason and build it the right way. Giannis is 30. You could draft a really good young player right next to him, and you could bring in veteran free agents, and you could turn around this team. And I if they get Giannis, Brooklyn might mess around and, bro, they might fuck around and make the playoffs. Like, bro, think about this. You know how many first round picks Brooklyn has this year? They got 4. They
That's
got
crazy.
they first of all, they have Milwaukee's pick. So that already can be a conversation starter for Milwaukee to get their pick back in the draft. They got New York's pick, they got Houston's pick, and they also have their own pick. So they got 4 first round picks in this draft. Now tell me they can't give up 3 of those for Giannis. With more. Because think about it. Say you give up the 3 this year plus 2 future first round picks, or say you give up 2 this year plus 3 future first round picks. You give up a Cam Thomas, or you give up whoever you want to, them young players, Claxton, whatever on this roster, and Giannis goes to the big market he wants to. I think that's the most realistic option for Giannis. I know we talking about these contenders and future contenders, but I would definitely say the Bucks is like the most realistic team for Giannis.
My whole thing is like with Giannis, like he's talking about how he wants to win now, essentially, and I just can't see a a way that the Nets are gonna win right now this next season. And it's like I feel like I just feel like that's what Giannis is like frustrated about, because it's
It
like
would take a lot. You would have to sign free agents. You would have to,
yeah,
yeah, you'd have to sign a shit ton of it.
yeah, but they're not winning it next season though, and I feel like that's what he wants. You know, like I completely understand. Like that's why he wants to get traded, but it's like, oh, he possibly wants to get traded. There's obviously rumors about it, but it's just I don't know.
Yeah, I think him wanting out, it's really only three teams that can legitimately trade for him. Four, I could say four: Houston, Brooklyn, the Spurs, and the Thunder. And that right there, I mean, you got to really pick your poison with those four teams, bro. You got to really choose wisely. Because out of those four teams, top choice got to be OKC. You get to play with the best. Shea. I mean, I'm taking, like, look, I love Wemby, but Shea, bro. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, I mean, you do got Wemby and D Fox, but you get Shea, bro. And plus, knowing Milwaukee, they going to want Steph Castle. I'm not giving up Stephon Castle, bro. Fuck no. I'm giving him up in the rookie of the year.
You forgot a team though. My fault. I gotta fix my beanie. You forgot a team.
The Lakers? You crazy out your mind. They're not trading for no Giannis, bro. You can dream. This man crazy. But
I'm gonna be driving back for something. I'm gonna get a call from you. Bro, you guys fucking traded for Giannis. Yeah, who we traded?
Bro, that's not
how'd we get him? Man, you guys gave him Gabe Vincent and a second round pick for him. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Appreciate you.
I remember, bro. Y'all boys traded Luka. I was going crazy, bro. That shit was crazy. But yeah, I think the last guy we could talk about possibly getting traded, going out over there to Charlotte, LaMelo. Actually, no. I want to talk about LaMelo and Zion. What you think about both of them? I think they both out of there. I think LaMelo's gonna be harder because of the injuries, but I think they both out of there.
See, my whole thing with like Zion is like, dude, he's so good when he's healthy and he's on the court, but that's his whole thing is he just can't stay on the court. And if it's for him or like teams, cause I remember they came out and they said, Zion came out and he's like, I want to play. Sometimes I want to play and the team just essentially won't let me play. So it's like, I just wonder like more so, what would you even trade for Zion? You know, like for
who
the Spurs,
would trade? I mean, I think the Pistons would be the best fit for him.
Let's just use let's use the Pistons as an example. What would the Pistons realistically give up? Like, how would you even trade for him? Like, yeah, you're trading for the upside, but then you also have to trade for like he possibly might not be healthy for however many games a year. You know, so it's like I feel like he's so much harder to trade for, but also I feel like LaMelo is always.
I feel like LaMelo the same boat.
Yeah, so
because his ankles are made of glass.
I don't know. I do think both of them. Obviously, I could see a world with both of them on a different team next year, but it's just like, what would you even give up? You know, what would you? Because you have to trade for the upside, but you also have to be realistic of like, well, this is possibly what we are gonna get. So I don't even know what you would trade for him, to be honest with you.
I'm trying to think of a spot for LaMelo. I would like him in Orlando. I would love Trae Young in Orlando. That would be insane. But I think LaMelo, realistically, it's kind of hard to trade for both of them, like you said, bro, because they're not like, you're not going to get crazy value for either of them. That's what I will say. You're not going to get like a blockbuster deal. I think at the most you'll see like a Zach. It'll be like a De'Aaron Fox trade. Not to the extent of what Sacramento got from the Spurs, but like it'll be like a player swap with picks. It'll be the outlook of that type of trade. I think Zion, bro, you got to be careful. I mean, like, I'm not gonna lie, Zion's, if you trade for him, I think both of them are like medium risk, high reward trades. If that makes sense. Like, you don't trade for them while giving them extensions. You trade for them while they're on their current contract, and you got to see what they show you. And I think that could play a difference. I think if you trade for both of them and you tell them, man, you got to prove it before we give you an extension, then I think, you can work it out that way. Like, 'cause I'm trying to really think, like, what's the team for LaMelo? I mean, I honestly don't know. Like, do you know a team for LaMelo right now where if he gets traded, where he could go?
I think we were saying with the Magic. I think they needed like that true, uh, that true point guard. I do think obviously Trae Young would be a great fit for him
Trae
as
Young
well.
would be insane with if he goes to the Magic. Them boys, like, but yeah, if he goes to Magic, it's crazy. I want to see Zach LaVine with the Nuggets. I feel like he went to Denver. Them boys might win a title again. But that I'm just bringing up like crazy fits. But I mean, like LaMelo, I don't know, bro.
Shit,
Because
you were just talking a second ago about the Wizards need a true point guard.
I could see him going to Washington. Washington does have that Memphis pick where you could legitimately give up Memphis. Say they finish the 20th overall pick, give up that with future capital to get LaMelo. LaMelo and Jordan Poole on the same team though is like that's a coach's worst nightmare, bro.
Shooting nothing but threes the whole
Nothing.
game.
Like I ain't gonna lie, LaMelo's more of a playmaker, but like he chunks, bro, and you gotta literally sit there and be like, damn, we got these two motherfuckers in the clutch. It would be hell. You got both of them on the court in the clutch. It's like AAU, bro. Dribble, 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 step back three. Like I'm telling you exactly what it's gonna be, or an insanely tough shot. Zion, I think the best fit for Zion straight up is honestly the Pistons. I think that's the best fit for him, bro. I like to see Zion with a team like the Bulls or the Pistons. I think those two teams kind of make the most sense for Zion. Now I could see the Bulls trading for Zion. That is a decision I think their franchise would make. I think they could do something like that, but I think the Pistons would too. I think you go to Detroit. You could probably give up like Ron Holland, um, maybe some other players and like some other low key players and some picks, but nothing too crazy. I think they're both. I think to get both of them, you trade up at most two firsts, nothing more than two firsts. I'm not coming off 3 first round picks for Zion. Depending on what type of team you are, if you a contender, fuck it. Them picks is gonna be ass anyway. But I'm not finna give up no goddamn. If for example, if he gets traded to Chicago, I'm not coming off 3 first round picks for Zion. But yeah, um, but yeah, I think that's it. I think we covered most of everything. Did we?
Yeah, I think we did. I can't think of anything else.
Yeah. So before we end it off, Ryan, you got any questions for me?
Yeah, I got one. Um, happened I believe what Tuesday or Wednesday, where the NFL committee they ruled to essentially postpone the ruling of the tush push if they should ban it or not. I believe it was 16 owners voted yes, 16 owners voted no, and I think they need 24, 22 to make it
Yeah, something
official.
like that. Majority. Yeah.
Yeah. So with that being said, my question is: do you think that the tush push should be banned?
No. Why? Stop it. See, that's just my point. Stop it. I don't think it's an OP play. I think that the team that created it, can run it the best, better than anybody in the league. But I don't think you should get rid of the play. I feel like that's just bad. Like, so you telling me if I come up with a play that's OP, that's overpowered to the standards of my team, to the fit of my team, that I'm playing to the strength of my team. We created this play for the strength of our team, and we having Super Bowl type success with it. That means you got to ban the play. Like I feel like that's fucked up. But yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, man. My whole thing is kind of, first of all, I do not think that they should ban the tush push. I think it would be dumb.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, again, kind of like you were saying, if you don't like it, if you can't, like, if you don't want it, then stop it. Stop them from getting in them 3rd and 1s, 4th and 1s, 4th and 2 situations. You know, if you play better defense the first 2 downs, first 3 downs, it's like they won't be in the position. What are you gonna tush push on 4th and 8? You know, you're gonna get 8 yards. No, like they wouldn't even be in the position. But also, like, if you're gonna handicap a team like, example, for like with the Eagles, or I know the Bills ran the tush push a lot with Josh. It's like, if you're gonna handicap that because they're too good at it, then it'd be like saying, "Hey, Lamar, you can't run the football because you're too good at it." Hey, Tyreek, you too fast. You can't. Hey, Lamar, Josh Allen, your arm is too strong. You can't throw it that far. Like, it just wouldn't make sense. So I'm kind of in the boat of no, don't ban it. It'd be silly.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I would go. Well, so I had two questions for you. And then actually, yeah, I have two questions for you. The first one I have, going back to the NBA a little bit. I mean, actually, no, I'm gonna say that one. I'm gonna say that one for the last one. We talked about Julio retiring, and I know who you're gonna say. I don't know why I'm asking you, but we'll have different answers. Um, you know, Julio retired. Shout out to him. Both in their prime. Okay, I know. Okay, how can I phrase this question? Because we gotta, you know what I'm saying. I would say, which wide receiver you would take, both of them at their peak, Antonio Brown or Julio Jones?
Man, what are we talking about? I'm taking AB.
Give me Julio, bro. I gotta be different. Like, see, look, now, look. I would take AB. Like, they're both were on special in their own way, and I wouldn't mind taking AB. Julio was bean topping motherfuckers, man. Like, dude was taking the ball. Remember we did to Malcolm Butler in the back of the end zone when this man literally just basically threw a simple goal line fade and bro picked it and he just took the ball out of his hand. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, like that to me is one of the closest like debates out of them two. You can't really go wrong. The second question I got for you right now in the NBA. Okay, I'll say, how can I phrase it perfectly? Who is your MVP right now in the league? Shea or Jokic?
Man, I had a feeling you were gonna ask me this because I already know your answer. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I did some sort of research on it when we were doing our episode about who we thought were gonna win MVP and offensive player. Excuse me, defensive player of the year and all that. And I'm pretty sure there was some sort of stat where it was like the MVP hasn't finished below the third seed in like 23 of the last 25 seasons or something like that. I do think
Uh-huh.
team success has to play into it. But also, if we're just talking about who's the best player in the NBA right now, it's clearly Jokic. But it's
Who your
like,
MVP?
I don't know. I, I think
Go
I
ahead,
think
give it to
I
Shea.
think Shea's gonna win it. That's all I'm gonna say. I think Shea will win it.
I'm going with, man. I'm going with Jokic, 100%. In his last three games, this brother got 61, 10, and 10, 33, 12, and 9, 41, 15, and 13. How, like, that shit sound ridiculous. It sounds, and he's on 3. They lost all games. It's crazy work. Yeah,
I'm
that's crazy, bro.
I'm pretty sure they were talking about to be almost like a devil's advocate. I'm pretty sure they were talking about on the Lakers Thunder um, broadcast that Shea has scored 20 points in a consecutive like 70 plus games or 70 games or something crazy like that.
Mm.
And like again, there is like I 100% see a way that Shea should win it, and I 100% see a way that Jokic should win it. They both deserve it, but it's like we both know realistically at the end of the day they're gonna give it to Shea. I'm not saying it's unfair for them to give it to Shea. I'm just saying that they're going to give it to him. So
Yeah, and speaking about OKC, and then we can end the episode off. Do you realize they can get Philly's pick?
can they?
Guess what trade they made to get Philly's pick?
What?
The fucking Al Horford trade.
Okay. All right.
Like what? Basically, Philly's pick is top 6 protected, and Philly's pick is top 6 protected, right? If it falls out the top 6, it goes to OKC. So OKC can have a top 10 pick in this draft. They can be the best. They can win 64 games and have a top 10 pick. How the fuck is that fair? It's ridiculous. I pray Philly Philly is in prime position to get that 6 pick. I hope. I really do hope. Actually, wait, no, I could be wrong. Wait, actually, hold on. Wait. I wasn't looking at the right thing. No, yeah, I was not looking at the right thing. They are sitting at, if the season ended today, they'd be the favorite to get the 5th pick, not the 6th. But if their pick still falls off the top 6, It's nasty work. Dear God. But hey, man, that's gonna do it for this episode. Well, first, you got anything else you want to ask? You got another question for me?
No, I don't got any questions for you. I'm just so excited for these playoffs to start, yo. Like,
yeah, bro, it's gonna be nasty.
I believe it's the 19th, but even the play-in games, especially on the West side, they should be so entertaining. So I'm so ready for those. I'm so ready for those. And then the NFL draft. I mean, the Steelers gonna get Shador at pick 21 soon.
All right, this man lost it. All right.
So yeah, I'm excited for it, bro.
Yeah,
we better get a franchise quarterback. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Hold on, I do got one question for you. I got one question.
All right. There we go.
Yeah.
What?
So, how many Super Bowls do you think the Pittsburgh Steelers will win when Shador Sanders falls to 21?
You know what? Okay, let's.
Because I'm thinking about getting my ring size. I know we got 6, so I'm gonna need at least 4 more to fill both my both my hands. So I'm thinking.
How about 0?
No, I'm thinking 4 sounds good. I'm thinking 4 Super Bowls sounds good. Maybe 4 in his first 4 years. That'd be nice too.
I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen after the first year. They're gonna realize he's not ready. They're gonna sign Russell Wilson back.
Stop, bro. Stop, man. He about to be a New York Giants legend. Quit playing with him.
All right, yeah. So now I'm definitely ended it. But yeah, hey, thank you guys for tuning in to the episode. Make sure you leave a like, comment, hit that subscribe button. Keep showing us some love. I'm your host JMX and my co-host Ryan. To the next one. Peace out.
Yeah, we better win the next 4 or 5 Super Bowls.